Senator David Pocock. Senator Pocock, please resume your seat. I just called a crossbench senator to ask his question, and there were interjections continuing. Senator Mackenzie and Senator Wong. Senator Pocock, please continue.
Thank you, President. My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Infrastructure, Minister Watt. Today I will table an open letter with nearly 2,300 signatures from doctors and medical professionals. The letter calls on the government to withdraw the $1.5 billion of taxpayer funds committed to enable a gas export and petrochemical processing hub at Middle Arm. In opposition, the Prime Minister said, "If there is one thing Australians have learned during the coronavirus crisis is that we should always listen to scientists. The experts, including scientists and many doctors who have joined us in Parliament today, are saying we can't afford to proceed with this project." Minister, when will the Albanese government listen to the experts and withdraw funding for Middle Arm?
Thank you, Senator Pocock. Minister Watt.
Thanks, President, and thank you, Senator Pocock, for your question. As you're aware, Senator Pocock, the government will provide $1.5 billion in planned equity to support the development of the Middle Arm precinct, together with $440 million for regional logistics hubs along key transport links to connect Katherine, Alice Springs and Tennant Creek to Darwin. One thing I do want to be clear about, and this is sometimes lost in the debate, is that this investment is not an investment in fracking, and it's very disingenuous that some people continue to ignore facts and fail to engage in the detail of the proposition that the Australian government has put to the Northern Territory government. What we are proposing is to make an equity investment in common-use marine infrastructure that includes specialist product wharves, modular offloading facilities for manufacturing and dredging of the shipping channel. Now, in fact, contrary to what many people are saying, our funding will go towards infrastructure that supports industries that are critical to meet our commitment to net zero. And those industries include hydrogen and the manufacture and export of lithium batteries. So I know it suits the Greens Party and a range of other people to characterise this investment as one thing, but in fact this investment is actually critical to meet the commitment that we have, and I thought certain other people had, to reaching net zero, including by supporting hydrogen development and the manufacture and export of lithium batteries. The proposals involved include a hydrogen facility using solar energy, green ammonia production, critical minerals processing for use in energy storage batteries and precursor battery materials, and the manufacturing of these products. The truth is that gas does remain an important energy source for Australia and our trading partners during the transition to net zero and decarbonisation. A lower CO2 emission liquefied natural gas export facility is also one of the proposals. This is about moving towards net zero, not against it.
I called the end of the chamber to order several times. I remind you, questions and answers, when they're asked, need to be done so with silence from the chamber. Senator Pocock, first supplementary.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Minister. Nearly 100 doctors from the NT and around the country, and dozens of parents from the NT have travelled here to raise their concerns. If Middle Arm goes ahead, it will likely become Australia's next cancer alley, and children will have higher likelihood of leukemia, premature birth, lung disease, heart disease and stroke. Minister, is the government being negligent funding this project, given that you know that these will be the outcomes for people living in Darwin?
Thank you, Senator Pocock. Minister Watt.
We don't accept that, do we? Yeah. Thank you, Senator Pocock, and I accept that both you and the people who've travelled to Canberra to voice their opinions are sincere in their beliefs, but they are not beliefs that are shared by the Australian government. As I say, this development, from our point of view, is all about helping facilitate the transition towards a net zero economy. And I know, Senator Pocock, that's something that you believe in. That's certainly something that the Labor Party agrees in, and I'm sure that the people who've come to Canberra to speak with people share that view as well. This development, as I say, is about things like investing and developing hydrogen facilities using solar energy, green ammonia production, critical minerals processing for use in energy storage batteries. These are the kind of things that we are going to need if we are actually going to achieve the net zero transition that I believe in, that I think you believe in, and I'm sure that the people who've come to Canberra believe in.
Thank you, Senator Watt. Senator Pocock's second supplementary.
Thank you, President. Minister, your greenwashing is outrageous. You know that this will process gas primarily. Tambourine's saying that Santos have plans for Rossa. That will have real impacts for people in Darwin, people in the Beetaloo. Stop gaslighting us. Will the government undertake a health impact assessment of Middle Arm as demanded by doctors across Australia, including from within the NT, before the environmental impact statement is released?
Thank you, Senator Pocock. Minister Watt.
Thank you again, Senator Pocock. Well, as you have pointed out, there is yet to be an environmental impact statement undertaken in relation to this development, and that is something that will occur in due course, that I know that Minister Plibersek will oversee in her usual very professional fashion. And very often those sorts of environmental assessments do consider the sorts of health issues that you're talking about. So we are fully committed, as we are with any project, to make sure that, that the environmental sustainability of projects is fully assessed before they are approved. More broadly, though, as you may be aware, Senator Pocock, the Albanese government has made climate change a national health priority by developing—
Pardon, Senator Watt. Sorry. Senator Pocock.
Thank you, President. Just a point of order on relevance. I was really keen to hear if you will commit to a health impact assessment.
I believe the minister went to the answer to that question in the first part of his question, but I will. Senator Pocock's not an opportunity to argue with me. I will remind the minister of the question. Minister.
Thanks, President. And like you, I think I have answered Senator Pocock's question by pointing to the EIS that is to be undertaken, and as I say, it would be the usual course that health impacts are considered as part of that. But as I say, the Albanese government has made climate change a national health priority by developing Australia's first national health and climate strategy.
Thank you, Minister. The time for answering has expired.